Ladies and gentlemen, how is Bitcoin going after it's dropped downwards? Is Bitcoin near to finding a bottom? Has it found a bottom? Is it up from here? Are we going further down? These are the questions we're going to try and answer today while giving massive emphasis on the key levels. Because as I mentioned yesterday, I genuinely believe, I'm not just lying when I say this, that this is one of the most important, if not the most important times in Bitcoin's entire price history. I'm going to expand on that in a second. Before we dive into the content itself, go ahead and check out the VIP group on Telegram. We trade altcoins 4 to 5 times a week. We have a 77.5% win rate over the course of 18 months of trading. We have the PDF of all of the historical trading results. It's fully transparent. You get group chat access, and you also get channel access. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested. Guys, let's get into it. Okay. Where do we start today? It's kind of hard to figure that out. I think I'll start with the short term, okay? And then I'll move into the macro. So I'll start with a short-term update, right? Here's a very simple chart right here, okay? This is a 4-hourly chart on Bitcoin right now. As you can see, very simple chart. We've got 2 yellow lines and 2 pink lines, okay? This chart has not changed for a long period of time. I've actually been calling for 57K for a long period of time. Since around, I believe, over here somewhere, I first mentioned 57K. And ever since then, I've basically been saying it's a likely target. We've finally reached that zone, but I don't think Bitcoin should be going much lower. I think it's very unhealthy if Bitcoin goes much below this level. As I mentioned yesterday, I think the 54K level is about the lowest Bitcoin can go while remaining healthy. And I'll expand on that in a second, but let's get into this. What are these 2 yellow lines, first and foremost? It's 61K and 69K. Those are lines identified via major monthly candle levels, such as the 61.2K monthly candle level, which was the all-time high on the monthly close, and a support zone right now. We've just lost that level, unfortunately, just by a sliver out the skin of our teeth. We've lost that level. That's number one. And number two is our weekly chart. And that is the all-time high from 2021. It's also acted as a pretty major weekly chart, candle close, support resistance zone over the last couple of weeks. Last few weeks, I should say. So those are our 2 yellow levels. One of them is the monthly candle level. One of them is the weekly candle level. We then have the all-time high in pink at 73K. And then we have 57K, which is the nearest support zone below the monthly candle level. So it's the support zone we're testing right now, around 57K. Now, that 57K level, okay, actually stems downwards to around 54K. How can I identify that? I can look at the volume profile on the weekly chart, and I can see very clearly that it starts at around 57K and it ends at around 54K. You actually could even say it ends at around 53K if you're going to include this dip. Let's just go ahead and say that for argument's sake. So between around 57K to around 53K is a major macro support level on Bitcoin. Now, that major macro support level, I lied. I'm going to go into the macro first. That major macro support level is not only significant because it's a horizontal support zone, it's also significant for various other reasons. One of those reasons being, actually 3 of those reasons being, the following. Okay? First, this pink ascending 13-year long support line on Bitcoin. Where does it sit? It sits at around 55K, right? Roughly. Now, you could draw it over here, you could draw it over here. At around 55K, that sits, all right? Again, 13-year long support line. Very, very major. Not something you want to be losing. Historically, if we've lost this level, it's generally led to a bear market. If we've got above this level, it's generally led to a bull market, or at least massive impulses to the upside and downside. Right now, we are in an optimal position to flip this level for support and continue the upside. If we drop below it, we'll enter a more extensive correction that could damage the entire cyclical structure of Bitcoin or break it entirely. That level, that 13-year long support line, is supported further by the bull market support band. The bull market support band, I don't even need to explain this to you. Everyone's heard of this in cryptocurrency. A very, very important support level and resistance level. It held throughout the entirety of the 2016-2017 bear market. It's been a major zone ever since. Right now, again, it is supporting that 13-year long support line. What else is supporting that 13-year long support line? We can go to the Pi Cycle indicator, okay? And we can bring up the lines in the Pi Cycle indicator, the yellow and green lines. Those are the center lines of the Pi Cycle indicator. What you will notice historically is that these center lines act as a very, very major support zone during this part of the market cycle. After Bitcoin bottoms out in the bear market, you do not see drops below. Again, you do not see drops below these yellow and green lines on the Pi Cycle chart. You see it over here back in 2016, 2017. You see it over here in 2021 as well. Even when we saw the correction downwards, we dropped below them briefly. When we got back above them, we flipped them for support, and then we went upwards again. We only broke back below them when we entered a bear market. Very, very important lines. Guys, these lines as well support that 53 to 54k level, okay? I cannot stress to you how important the level between 53k and 57k is. It is everything. If we lose it, it's done, okay? Very simple. We can go even a step further. We can look at the chart from a different perspective. We can go to the monthly chart on Bitcoin, okay? And we can see, okay, what happens generally for Bitcoin? Generally, Bitcoin has this kind of structure where it has this mid-bear market support line that we don't break for. We test it for resistance, we reject off of it, and we don't break it until the bull market begins. Okay, it happened in 2015, happened over here, happened over here. Okay, happens every single cycle. That line is not just a random line that we've drawn in because it looks cool. That's a line that is supported by the RSI line, which matches the adequate level. Okay, matches the relevant level, I should say, relative level. So, for example, the yellow line on the price chart, which divides bull market from bear market. Every time we test that line, for example, here in 2016, here in 2019, and also here in 2024, we simultaneously test this line on the RSI at 67, here in 2016, 2019, and here in 2024, okay? So these two lines, the yellow lines on the price chart and the yellow line on the RSI, the monthly chart, are connected. They are connected lines. Now that gives a massive degree of weight to the 67 level on the monthly chart RSI. Generally speaking, when we get above this line, we enter a bull market. We do not drop back below it unless we enter a bear market. The one exception was 2021, but that was an exception for reasons of which we had an abnormal structure in 2021. But as you can see, it's acted as a very important resistance zone here in 2024. And so it's still a very valid line. And right now it's acting as a very important support zone. Here's what I want to focus in on. Guys, this very, very important line on the monthly chart RSI at 67 is being tested for support right now. What else is being tested for support right now? Okay. Again, 13-year uptrending support line, pi cycle midline lines, bull market support band, horizontal level right now at 54 to 57k. I'm not going to lie to you, okay? I'm trying to get this information as clear as possible, and I'm stumbling over my words a little bit because there's a lot to say. But the fact of the matter is, it is objectively true that the most important level right now is 53 to 57k. And it is objectively true that according to all measures of TA, if we drop below that level, 53 to 57k, if we drop below that level on weekly candle closes, Bitcoin is in deep shit. That is the reality. All right? It would be so weird, so strange to me if Bitcoin went below these levels and then just came back above them like nothing happens. Because that's never, ever happened in the entire price history of Bitcoin ever. Every single time we have dropped below any one of these levels that I've just listed to you, any one of these indicators that I've just listed to you, it has led to an extensive correction or an extensive pump. You do not just go up and down below these lines. Therefore, Bitcoin needs to bottom out on these lines and it needs to head upwards from around this price region. Otherwise, it is in genuine danger and I will consider selling my assets and de-risking from the market. That's the reality. This zone is so important. Okay, here's where we can get into short term based on that. All right, I'm gonna be repeating that information every single video until we're clear of this level or we've dropped below it. Either one, right? Because that just shows you how important it is. Now let me be clear here for a second. One more thing I just want to say. Bitcoin right now, as of current today, has not done anything bad at all. Bitcoin right now, as of current today, has acted completely normally. There's nothing that Bitcoin has done so far in terms of this correction that invalidates anything on a macro scale. The macro is still fully intact right now. We have always gone down and tested these levels. We've always gone down and tested the midline and the RSI. On the pi cycle, we've always gone down and tested the bull market support band. We've always gone down and tested, or sometimes we have at least, the 67 level on the monthly chart RSI. These are not things that are abnormal. Right now, currently, Bitcoin is not doing anything abnormal. But if it does go down lower, below 53k on a weekly candle close, that's when it's really going to start doing things abnormal and we need to be very concerned. But right now, at this moment, there's not really much to be immediately concerned about. There's things that you need to be watching and observing very closely. Okay, moving forward, short-term analysis. What's going on in the short term, right? Because obviously we're in the middle of this drop right now. Bitcoin's just kind of dropped below 61k. It's just reached 57. It would be great to bottom out at this 57 level. We can go a little bit lower, but really not much. So how is Bitcoin reacting to the 57 level? Well, the good news is Bitcoin's reacting okay to the 57 level, but it's by no means out of the woods at all. Like, not even close, right? So, for example, we go to the 12-hourly chart. We can start drawing in some very important lines. We can draw in a descending channel formation of some sort. Let me go ahead and get it clear here. Descending channel formation, something like this. I think I can draw... Let me go ahead and get it good. Hold on one sec. So I've gone ahead and cleaned up the chart there. We've got a descending channel formation on Bitcoin, which is good news because a descending channel formation is generally a formation that you bounce off of. But right now, we're not really in the clear because as you can see on the 12-hourly chart RSI, which has been absolutely exceptionally important for Bitcoin over the last couple of weeks, we are currently testing that level for a backtest resistance flip. So that's bad. That's bad news, right? We need to get back above that level. Right now, we're still under threat because we haven't flipped that level yet. And we're also, at the same time as rejecting from that RSI triangle's resistance zone, we're also rejecting from this red resistance line right here. So it's of the utmost importance that Bitcoin manages to get back within that RSI triangle and back over that red resistance line so that it can attack the top of the channel and potentially break back above 61K and get back in the clear again. To be very clear, Bitcoin is not in the clear. Okay, let me very carefully articulate this so you hear it. Listen to this. Bitcoin is not in the clear until we decisively get back above 61.2K, okay, and flip that level. Until then, it is in danger. Until then, you need to be paying attention to the charts every single hour of every single day, or at least set alerts. Very simple, right? It's in danger right now. It's reacting to the support zone pretty well. Funding rates are looking pretty good. Liquidation maps are looking pretty good. People are very much in shorts right now, which is good news. There is a chance we go down a little bit lower, but right now we're reacting quite well to that support. However, we are finding preliminary resistance on this red line on the price chart and on the 12-hourly chart RSI. We need to be watching those levels very closely. I'm not comfortable making any super short-term predictions. I know what to watch, though. And I think you should be watching these levels as well. Again, it's not really the end of the world if we lose 57 itself. We've got a lot of leadway here. We can go all the way down to something like 53. All right, that's this level right here. So we've got some room to move, but it is getting tight. It is getting cramped here. So we really need to be watching Bitcoin very closely and keep up with the daily updates in this channel. I'll be giving you short-term updates on the price action. Not really too much I can say about it right now. But yes, I mean, it is promising, however, that Bitcoin has at least stopped to take a breather in the midst of this correction right now. It does show a bit of strength. It does show that people are reacting to these levels, and we need to be seeing them react to these levels very well, given how important they are. So I'm not, I feel like my tone in this video has been, oh, I'm so stressed. I'm not stressed at all. All I'm doing is observing the charts right now because it's a very important time to observe. That's the simple reality. There's lots of things to be looking at in this price region, therefore I am looking at them. Again, nothing in the macro has happened that is bad at this point. The macro is still perfectly intact, but we are on the brink of potentially damaging that macro structure. So we really need to pay attention. Again, I'm still macro bullish. If I had to make a prediction, I would say we bounce in this price region. I'm not bearish at all. I actually predict we will bounce in this price region. I'd be surprised if we did drop below this price region. That would surprise me. But again, you have to be prepared for all scenarios. There's nothing in this market that is a certainty. I'm not certain that we'll go up. I think it will happen based on all of the evidence we have from every macro trend that's ever formed on Bitcoin that is still intact. I think it will happen. But again, there's no certainties in the market. And this has been a cycle, by the way, that has acted slightly differently to previous cycles. So it does stand to reason that there could be an argument. There certainly is an argument to be made that it could act differently here as well and just drop downwards. And we could break the entire cyclical structure of Bitcoin and enter a new phase in the market that we've never seen before. That is a possibility. But again, based on the historical data, based on the macro trends, it's not a likely possibility. There's no way to determine whether it's likely or unlikely because it's never happened before. It's just an absolute, it doesn't even make sense, right? Everything we do in a financial market is based on historical data, historical trends. If we have something that has never happened before, and and you're going to ask me whether it's likely or not to happen, it's impossible to answer that question because every single decision I make in this market is based on historical trends and historical data. So it's like it's a non-question. We just have to wait and see. But based on what I know about TA and trusting that information, which we should be doing, Bitcoin should be bouncing from its price region. So we have to wait and see, guys. That's all I can say. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, it does. I know how this video sounds. It sounds like I'm stressing and I'm sweating and staying up all night. Really not the case. Again, this is completely normal price action at this point, but it really is something we need to be paying close attention to. That's all. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Check out the BitGet and BingX exchange. BingX actually has a promotion on right now. You can sign up with my referral link down below and spin this wheel and literally get free money from that wheel spin. So check that out. Also check out BitGet if you're interested. Either of these exchanges are very good. They've never been hacked before. They've both got very low trading fees, and they've both got my referral links down below for you to sign up with them. So go ahead and save some money on fees. Use my links below. You'll get discounts with those links, and you help out the channel as well. Check out the bull market sale on the Crypto Academy's Become a Trader 10-unit course. So 10 units full of content, about 30 hours of content in this course. It's not a scam like all these other courses here in the crypto market. They charge you $10,000. You get 4 hours of videos. It's ridiculous. We give you worksheets. We give you videos. We give you programs, everything you need, whether you're a visual learner, verbal learner, practical learner. It's all there. Check it out on the website below. And then also check out, again, the VIP group on Telegram for altcoin trading signals. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you tomorrow.